Hey
What's
guys!
up, guys? It's Sam.
And Saf,
And we are Sam with Saf.
And today we are back with another video. So today we're gonna talk about social media and how they have an impact on our views on body image, basically.
And the way it has changed, like from earlier in the days, like late 2000 or late 90s, early 2000 to now. Because back then, we didn't really have the internet or like social media, or we didn't use it in the way that we do now to market things or to reach out to the rest of the world the way that we do now. And so that changes how we were impacted by stuff. Because back then, like if we wanted to aspire to something physically, we would look at the people around us, like, oh, I want to have
surroundings, basically.
like, oh, I want to have abs like my dad when I grow up, or oh, I want to have a butt like my auntie. And
like this song, I got it from my mama.
Yeah, and so it was people around us, and most of these people, like back then also, people didn't alter their bodies, so it was things that we could aspire. Maybe we would have to go to the gym a couple of times, but we could aspire it. But now, because social media shows us the whole world, we're able to look at people from all across the world, and people whose bodies aren't always natural, and it's not a bad thing, but
it's just that we're looking up to them and wanting to have bodies like them. However, like, to get there, it's a process, and the process isn't always natural. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I think young kids especially don't realize that. So they see somebody who has had a surgery on their tummy and maybe their butt, and they say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym 5 times a week to get that.
Yeah.
But honey, you can go to the gym 10 times a week, but you're still not gonna get it because
it's not in your, basically,
because it's
maybe
not
it's
biologically,
not in,
it's not in you.
Or maybe, yeah, exactly, maybe it's not in your genes, basically.
And even if it is, like, you can't get an operated body by going to the gym or by eating right. You're gonna have to go under the needle yourself, and kids don't understand that always, and so they keep aspiring for these things that they can't get.
Don't get us wrong, but there are bodies that are naturally like that, you know, curved the hourglass, and it looks amazing. But
and there's also nothing wrong if you've altered your body. Like, if that's what you wanted to do, that's good for you.
Yeah.
My only thing is that you have to be honest about it. Like, you can't have these. It's one thing if I fix something and I lie about it, because nobody cares about what I've done. People aren't looking up to me like, oh, I want to look like Sammy.
But it's still, I mean, you still have an impact on other people.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I don't have the same kind of impact as Beyonce. If Beyonce fixed her tummy or her boobs or something, that's millions of people who are looking at her like, damn, I want to look like her. And I'm sure Beyonce knows that, so she knows that, you know what, I'm going to have to be honest with these.
It's like Kylie Jenner when she, you know, what did she do? She had like a lip injection or something. And, you know, she wasn't admitting that. And people were like, but you have done something. And then after, like, later, she was like, yeah, I've done this and that. And that's like,
my problem with
you need, just like, people are going to like, or how do you say, people are going to like,
judge.
Out. Like, people are going to actually blast, no, how do you say?
Put it out in the open, or reveal your truths or your secrets.
People are gonna reveal it anyways, because if you're not gonna be honest, we're not gonna get fooled by it, because we know you've done something. You can't go from having tiny lips to all of a sudden having these nice, you know, fat lips. So I mean,
before, after.
Yeah. So basically, to be honest about it, or else basically the celebrities are selling us the dream if they're doing that and not being upfront about it. That's how it is. And like
I also think, like, when you lie about it, you make it, because everybody's doing something these days. They're injecting something here, they're taking
not everybody, but
not
a
everybody,
lot of people.
But it's pretty normal. It's not even that big of a deal anymore. But because people are lying about, like, no, I got this tummy naturally, I didn't do anything. Why are you lying? What? Because you're embarrassed? Don't lie. Just be honest about it. Because by lying, you're just making the situation worse, or you're making people think that going under the needle operations is a bad thing because you seem embarrassed about it, and that just upholds the stigma around operations. So if people start being more honest about it, we can have an open conversation.
Man, and another thing is like, for us who haven't had a surgery or like altered our bodies, like sometimes we tend to forget that like this is how a natural body looks like. Like you have maybe saggy tits or like you have stretch marks or like thick thighs and like you don't have a gap in between. Like we tend to forget that that's how a natural body is. Like you can't. In most cases, though, I haven't seen like someone have thick thighs and like hand like being able to have a gap between the thighs. So it's like it's kind of like we can't forget that that's how a natural body looks like, and also aspiring to look like the celebrities, we can't forget that they haven't done something to their bodies basically. So like you should learn to appreciate your own body and like how you look like, and if it's something you're unhappy about and you want to change that, then find a way to change that. Either you do it the natural way, which is like maybe go to the gym, eat healthier, like change your lifestyle basically, because those things help. It doesn't help everybody because you get to know your body, and then maybe you need to just learn to love yourself if it doesn't help. But if it does help, fix it that way. Or else if you want to alter your body, then it's not a problem, that too. But just be honest about it and know that, oh, the body that you've been looking after, the body image that you've been wanting to have, it's not a natural body. People do have bodies like that, the hourglass, as we said, and that's a beautiful thing, but it's not always natural. And in today's society, most bodies looking, like the hourglass shape, yeah, they've been altered, basically.
I also think, like with social media today, sometimes you might have, like, I think girls grow up and sometimes they start like noticing changes in their body, like, oh, something's happening with their boobs, or I'm getting stretch marks or something, and they're noticing these changes that are normal, but because you haven't had them before, you don't know that that's how your body's supposed to look like, and maybe you don't feel comfortable going to your mom like, Mom, look at this, or maybe you don't feel comfortable going to your friends. So then they go to social media like, okay,
what's pictures?
Okay, am I the only one doing this? And then when they see that nobody else has stretch marks or nobody else has saggy tits or anything, then they feel like, oh, maybe I'm the only one who has this. Maybe there's a problem with me. And so they internalize that problem and make it seem like, oh, there's something wrong with me, not like, oh, This is something that everybody has, which it usually is. And sometimes people refute that or go against that with like, oh, you shouldn't have to go to the internet to find information or to look at pictures. But there's like advertisement is everywhere. You don't have to go to look for it to see it. You go down to the subway station, there are bikini girls and everything everywhere.
Twitter, and they all look the same.
Twitter puts up sponsored ads, okay? I get like misguided things. I get clothes. I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't follow any of these. It comes up on Instagram. It comes up everywhere. I think we have to make it clear that there's nothing wrong if you alter your body, because I feel like oftentimes when people have these conversations, they're like, oh, don't change your body. You're beautiful naturally. If you want to...
And the thing is, you are beautiful naturally.
You are beautiful naturally, but if you've been working on your stomach, but it ain't working, fix it if you want to. If you got the money for that, you want to fix your thighs, fix it. You want to fix your boobs, fix it. Just be honest about it and make sure you're doing it for yourself.
And don't forget
you
that
love yourself.
Or how do you say? Just don't forget that there is a natural body and there is an altered body, and like
there's nothing.
Just don't forget that there is a natural body and there is an altered body. So like when you fix your body, don't forget that just because people have saggy tits or like thick thighs and no gap or
saggy tits,
but and things like that, like
there's nothing wrong with altered bodies, honestly, because I feel like at some point, I feel like especially our generation, at some point, we're all gonna do something.
Don't say all.
Not all, but I feel like 90% are gonna do something. It doesn't have to be something big, like you bring in your waist 50 centimeters. Maybe just something small, like, oh, pull up my boobs a little bit, or oh, fix this a little bit, like something small. It doesn't.
But that's also because like if you're looking all natural and it's like, you know, you got saggy tits and, you know, maybe you're 50 years old and someone, you compare yourself to someone who's 50 and, you know, they look good, you know, as in their boobs are standing up and, you know, things like that, then you'd be like, you'll feel, to be honest, everybody feels some type of way when, you know, someone kind of looks better than you.
But sometimes even when you just look at yourself, when your tits are looking down,
yeah, but that's what we're saying. Like it's a natural thing. That's what we're saying. That's when, you know, people fix their bodies. Would be like.
But
maybe,
it's not always because of somebody else.
No, I'm not saying
Sometimes
it's because
it's just,
of somebody else.
I want to look.
Yeah.
I want to fix this or this, maybe that.
But why do you want to fix that?
Because I feel like I would look better with it.
Exactly.
And not that I know. But that's because that's my beauty standard. Because I feel like
yeah, exactly. So where have you seen that? Like it comes from. What I'm trying to say is it comes from somewhere. The idea of you feeling like you look better with the titties a bit more up.
But I also feel like there's a difference between, if I were to fix something, it wouldn't be like
no,
oh,
it
I
wouldn't
have to
never
fix
be.
this. No,
be for someone else.
No, I know that I look good this way. But you know what? If I have the money, all right, I'll fix this too. Like you know what I mean?
Look better, exactly.
Yeah,
because you've seen other people.
Yeah,
look
but
better
there's a
with
difference
their
between
tits up.
people who are like, oh my god, I have to fix this so that I look good, and people are like, you know what?
Well, I mean, when you're fixing
I'll
it,
fix it.
you still do it to look better, don't you?
No, but I mean like the stress. No, but this. Some people are like, oh my god, I have to fix this so that I look good like her. Oh my god, I have to fix this, otherwise I'm gonna feel terrible
that's when they do it for their surroundings.
Yeah, and if they don't fix it, they feel terrible about themselves. You know, like they look at their saggy boobs and like, oh my god, I have to fix it, and they feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's a difference when you change
course,
it because of that, and when you change it
because you just feel
because,
like you want to change it.
Because if you change it just because, if you didn't have the money, you wouldn't stress about it. You'd be like, you know what, I don't have the money, I'll keep my saggy boobs.
Yeah.
People who stress about it because they feel like they have to uphold to this beauty standard,
Exactly.
they will make the money some type of way, like, oh my god, I have to save, I have to take loans, I have to do this to get that. And then, like, there's a difference when you do it.
Exactly, yeah. That I get. True.
Like, how you feel before the operation or why you're doing the operation matters.
Yeah. And like getting to Kendrick Lamar's song "Be Humble," I really admire that song because that's like a reminder for us who like have the natural bodies, like not forget like stretch marks. I personally don't have a problem with my stretch marks. I love my stretch marks, but it's like, you know, you look at these other social media celebrities and whatnot, and you'd be like, oh, they don't have anything. I love mine, but they still look very good without it too. So, but it's like a friendly reminder from him to be like,
appreciate your own natural beauty, girl.
True. So guys, that was it for today, and we hope you guys enjoyed this video about natural body versus altered body. And
social media.
Comment, subscribe, and like, and please share if you like this video.
Yeah, our old video might be over here, our last video over here, and our social media in the box below, and like.
Okay, guys, bye. Tschüss. Putting up in German.